Have you ever stopped to think about the engineering behind those perfectly curved metal bits you see everywhere? From really complex designs, maybe artistic stuff, all the way to like heavy duty industrial pipes. Getting those bends just right is, well, it's crucial. So today we're going to dive into the world of industrial bending machines. Specifically, we're looking at the Ercolina TB80 top bender. Our mission really is to unpack that surprising mix of raw power, pinpoint precision, and actually user friendliness that makes these machines so essential for top quality bends.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating, I think, is how this kind of specialized tech, it seems niche, but it plays such a huge role. It lets all sort of industries make products that are not just functional, but consistently high quality, which kind of brings up the big question. How exactly do these machines manage such meticulous, repeatable results, especially when you're working with different metals that, well, they all behave a bit differently under stress?
Okay, yeah, let's definitely unpack that because the TB80, it's not just about muscle, it's like smart muscle. I mean, it can bend materials up to a 3-inch tube capacity or a 2.5-inch Schedule 40 pipe. That's pretty hefty. But what really gets me actually is how it tackles the really tough stuff, like bending a 2-inch by 34-inch solid stainless steel the hard way,
Hmm.
along its tougher side, to a 10.5-inch CLR, that's the centerline radius, basically how tight the bend is. That's serious engineering right there.
It really is. And one of the ways it guarantees that consistency, even with those tricky materials, is its electronically monitored counterbending die vise position. Think of it like a super smart clamp. It holds the material perfectly still,
Ah,
prevents any slipping or twisting, which, as you can imagine, is absolutely vital for getting accuracy and repeatability,
mhm.
bend after bend. So it's not just applying force, it's applying it really precisely, exactly where it needs to go
Yeah.
every single time.
Right. And thinking beyond just the power, a big headache in traditional bending was always how complex and, frankly, how much guesswork was involved. And that's where the TB80's user experience, well, it really shines. We're talking a touchscreen control, intuitive icons.
Makes a huge difference.
Totally. Easy access to auto, manual modes. You can program in inches or metric, get system diagnostics, multiple languages even. It's just, light years away from those clunky old interfaces.
And that ease of use, combined with things like the quick change tooling system and the different radii options available,
Yeah.
it really slashes setup time. It boosts efficiency massively. When you can switch jobs faster, fine-tune bends with a real-time digital display showing the angle and speed,
Yeah.
that translates directly to less sitting around, more actual output.
And what's truly amazing is how it blends that precision with so much versatility. This thing can bend any angle right up to 180 degrees. But here's the real game changer, I think. It has independent material spring back and speed compensation built in for each bend.
That's huge.
It is. Anyone who's worked with metal knows spring back, the metal kind of wanting to bounce back after you bend it. It makes hitting exact angles consistently a real pain. But the TB80, it just automatically compensates. No more trial and error for different materials, no more guessing games.
Exactly.
Plus, you've got foot pedal control for bend and return, and the counterbending die vise swings away, making it super easy to get material in and out.
And all that attention to detail in the design, it directly helps fabricators, well, not just boost their efficiency and profit, which is obviously key,
Hmm.
but also really significantly lift the overall quality and the finish of their products, whatever they're making. Oh, and the fact that it has zero hydraulic components,
Yeah,
that means it's quiet.
right. Big plus in a busy shop.
Definitely. A big advantage in noisy workshops. It's just a great example of smart mechanical design giving you robust power without all that hydraulic noise. Improves the whole working environment.
So what does this all boil down to for you listening?
Well, the Ercolina TB80 really shows how advanced industrial machines can combine serious capacity with really fine-tuned intelligent control. It makes processes that used to seem incredibly complicated actually precise and efficient. It's kind of how technology elevates craftsmanship, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you sort of zoom out, look at the bigger picture, it's a powerful illustration of how designing specifically for precision and for the user leads to machines that don't just bend metal. They genuinely enable higher standards across the board: quality, consistency, profitability. It's about using smart engineering to solve those real-world production headaches. Okay, so here's a final thought to maybe mull over. Given the TB80's ability to hit any angle up to 180 degrees with that automatic spring back and speed compensation, and considering its quiet hydraulic-free operation, how might this level of precise, versatile, and quiet bending tech open up completely new doors? Think about maybe architectural design or unique artistic installations or even like bespoke manufacturing things you haven't even dreamed up yet. What
Hmm.
happens when you make the really difficult stuff easily repeatable? Something to think about.